Going live, and we are live.
We're live. We're live. We're live. We're live. We're live. Let's
Let's
go.
go,
Let's go.
let's go, let's go.
Let's go. Let's go. Wait, 80 days left, I think.
I think we're right around 78.
Sheesh.
78 days left in the year.
Good. Right. Good. Let's go.
It's enough time to make some massive moves. For real, for real.
Listen. That part.
How many days left in 2021? 77 days.
77 days. Okay. So everyone get your pens and paper out because we're going to give you some moves. What's up, sister?
Dr. China, let's go.
Listen.
Man.
Can I tell you, she's so hyped. Huh? Yeah, right. Will you hand me my charger right here? It's in my bag. All right. So, Mill, I'm excited. This conversation is vital.
Yes.
It's vital. And it's a trip because we've been in this space now for the last, 5.5 years. And when I tell you, I feel like I just signed up.
Yeah.
That I just signed up and there's a lot to learn. And I think the superpower of this decade is going to be the brain.
Yeah.
And it's going to be the person that can think, the person that can respond, the person that can ask questions, the person that's not afraid. There's a scripture in the Bible that talks about through faith and patience, follow those who have inherited the promise. So sometimes we make it hard, but becoming wealthy is not hard, but it does take a decision and it takes a level of okay, this was the play that I heard to run. Now let me just run the play and I'm going to learn as I go, right?
Yeah, it was so interesting because right before here, I was on Instagram and Pastor Taffy, she had did a post and she says, the way you get ahead is to get started. And I was like, that's so profound because so many times, like, we have people messaging us because they've seen us talk about crypto and these things for years and chose not to get started. Now feeling like you're behind, even though we're still at the beginning, but you still feel kind of behind because it was like, man, I remember when she told me about Bitcoin when it was $3,000. Now Bitcoin is sitting at just about $60,000. So imagine what that would have looked like for me had I made the move now. And so one of the things that you've always instilled in me since I met you is to be willing to be an early adopter, being willing to be a trailblazer, not a pathfinder, because the trailblazers get the greatest part of the harvest. So as you all are listening today, just listen with an open mind of like, these things make sense. I may not understand everything, but let me just take a stand and go ahead and start with what I know. The wealthy people that I do know, they literally make moves and figure the rest out later. And I had to learn that because at first I'm super analytical. So I'll be like, well, wait. So, and then I get left behind because they moved and I'm still here thinking. And so I was like, that'll never be me again. So listen.
That's a whole word. That's a whole word.
Yeah.
That you saw wealthy people make moves, and then you saw some people that were still there thinking about the move, but the move had already been made.
Yep. And they're behind. But one of the things that I've learned too, wealthy people are readers. So when you're a reader and you're around people who will know more than you, when you see stuff, you're like, man, I heard something about this. There's something to it. I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna do it. So even before we got in this space 5.5 years ago, we had started dibbling with crypto from other mentors. We didn't really know, but we were just, doing little stuff, but had no real knowledge until we plugged in to now get real educators who know what they're talking about to now educate us. Because even the stuff we're going to talk about tonight, we didn't know. And we still wouldn't know if we didn't have the right people educating us. And one of the things that I always posture myself with, being a college graduate, having my master's degree, when you get certificate educations or certifications, you have to do what's called continual education. So if you desire to be wealthy, you have to consistently get continuing education. So you can't just hear something one time today, do a few steps and feel like you're good, because the way money moves and how things are happening where money is concerned is constantly changing. If you're a doctor, new practices are constantly changing. If you are a tax accountant, new things are constantly changing. So you're going to always need to position yourself in a place to learn. Always be willing to pivot. Always be willing to shift, because if you're not willing to shift and pivot, you'll look back and you'll see that I was left behind. You'll be looking like, dang, I know they told me to do this, or I knew I heard about this, you know, and I did this, but now shoot, they talking about something else. And now you got to run and catch up because you got to the point of knowing it all and not staying stupid, right? So you always have to posture yourself to stay around people, connected to people on a consistent basis who know more than you. Dr. Jewel legit will text us in a group and say, buy, like, go open this and go do this. And we be like, okay, now what did we do? You know, at this point, it's like, okay, she said do it. And so you have to have the mindset when there are people placed in front of you that have fruit and that have results. Quit trying to question everything, because what most people do is go talk to someone who doesn't have the results, who will talk them out of the thing they were supposed to walk into. And so I have this whole motto, like, I don't listen to nobody that I'm not willing to trade bank accounts with. I am willing to trade bank accounts with Dr. Jewel Taker. Let's be very clear. So when she shared this with me 5.5 years ago, I was immediately like, I'm in. You see what I'm saying? When
Hey, Neil, that was so good. I just wanted to stop you real quick. Ben just walked in to have a meeting with his dad. But Ben, you said something earlier when you were on the phone talking to me and Daddy, and you said you kind of already knew it, but when you said it, it just kind of hit me. And you said, I already have two parents that are, go ahead and say, remember that?
Well,
you was telling Daddy, he's like, I already got two parents that's way up. So
okay, yeah. So I already have two parents that are already successful doing the things that I know that I would like to do and be successful in. And it's like, I don't know if you guys follow me, but I just had another kid, and I was gotten to the point to my in my life where every decision is it'll affect my life, good or in a bad way. And it's like, I have parents that have it together and have friends like Camille and other leaders that I'm connected to that I can tap in with, that I am truly where I am because that's where I wanted to be, or what I'm choosing to do. So understand, you are where you are based off what you are and what you are not doing. You have these great women and leaders that you can plug in with, and they're literally showing you guys how to make money in minutes, how to actually plug it in and actually use the skill set to get to the next level. So if you tap in and you just like really 30 days digest everything they're saying, get on these lives and actually watch videos for yourself. Because some people just hop on here and just watch the lives, and that's it. You have to watch reruns. You have to watch the YouTube videos. They have back offices that show you guys how to actually win with the educators.
And I think what you were saying is you're just about to follow the play.
Yeah, follow the formula.
Follow the play.
Follow the formula. It's right there in front of you.
Play.
Just do it.
Okay.
You're so beautiful. I see you, Mandy.
You're so goofy.
Listen, it's fine. But anyway.
that was good. Like, run the play. Like, one of the things that I learned from Tashana and Sharonda, they both played on the same basketball team. So they think in the thought process of sports. So it's like you got a whole team there, and you got a coach saying, okay, you're going to go do this and you're going to do that. And so what they're going to do, straight run the play. They're not trying to second guess the coach on what to do or what that looks like. And they're immediately positioning themselves for the play, and then they go to the championship. And so that's the same way you have to be in your business. That's the same way you have to be where your money is concerned, because the way that money is made is so now it grows is so antiquated compared to 5 years ago or 10 years ago. Things are constantly changing. And so like this DeFi space we're going to talk about, like, it's mind blowing. Like, period. It's like mind blowing to the point, because we always say be your own bank, but it wasn't a true revelation of what be your own bank was for me until this DeFi space. And so just to kind of give you a few nuggets really, really quick. So DeFi is decentralized finance. all of us who have a bank account currently participate in centralized finance, right? So with regards to centralized finance, so let me actually show y'all this. Let me see if I can share my screen. Give me 2 seconds. All right, let's see. Because I want you all to see this real quick. Okay, we're going to click here and hit share screen. Okay. So y'all should be able to see my screen. Okay, here we go. So a few pointers that I want to point out where decentralized finance is concerned. All services rely on a central authority. So we're talking about the banks, the Federal Reserves, and all that. There are people who control those things. And because it is controlled by people, it's prone to mismanagement, it's prone to fraud, it's prone to corruption, right? How many times have you seen where people are trying to get loans for homes and all these things, but because they're a certain ethnicity or a certain gender, they try to maybe charge them more or different things like that? That's where that corruption and things come in, and mismanagement of authority in this particular space. But what I want you to understand where decentralized finance is, it is a collective term for financial products and services that are accessible to anyone who could use Ethereum. All of you all are on here on the internet or of some sort. So you can use Ethereum. So that means you could participate in decentralized finance. We talked about crypto before, and you know, it is a decentralized money, right? Because it is not ran or controlled by any type of entity or group of people. It is all about codes. It's all about programming, right? All of us are identified through different codes and numbers, right? Okay. So with DeFi, the markets are always open and there are no centralized authorities who can block payments and deny you access to anything, right? The services that were previously slow and at risk of human error are automatic and safer now that they are handled by code that anyone can inspect and scrutinize. So with this space, it falls into the category with what we talk about with regards to, the blockchain. And this literally is what it's tied to, because within the blockchain, if any of you have participated of ever sending Bitcoin or Ethereum and you have these hashes and these long addresses that you're using, they don't know who I am when I am sending that. They don't know who I am when I am receiving that, because it is all coded. And then you have what is called confirmation. So when you're sending those transactions, there are miners and people who are literally, verifying that everything is going to the right place, but they don't know that Camille is a Black female. They don't know that Camille is sending to a Black female. They do not know that this Black male or this white male over here is sending over to this Asian woman. They could care less about that. And that's the thing about it. Cryptocurrency is the people's money. DeFi is the people's bank. Now it puts us in a position to be able to control, which is a game changer. And so when Dr. Jewel, I've been hearing about it through education, but I personally didn't take the time to really, really learn. But then when Dr. Jewel told me what to do and I did it, and I was like, let me see what I did. My mind was blown. And Dr. Jewel, if you got something to say, you can say, but I got one thing because I'm really excited. I got to tell you why. And the reason I'm excited is this. I've been a business owner for the last 7.5, almost 8 years, right? And haven't punched the clock or anything. And I've, been very blessed and fortunate to get more increase financially. However, still being a newbie to the thing, I'm still figuring things out, whether it's from, taxes to this and that, to wanting to purchase a home and, went through the process twice of purchasing a home, ran into finance things because I'm a business owner. So it was like, okay, Camille, go back to the drawing board, keep running the Play-Doh. The goal is still there. You still know what to do to hit the goal. And I literally told Dr. Jewel, I was like, I'm going to have to buy cash or something, because I don't like how the system is set up to punish you for being a business owner, right? So what happens is with majority of people, they fix stuff where student loans is concerned, but this is what happened. Let's just say you make $200,000 as a business owner for the year. Legally through the IRS, you are able to write off everything that pertains to business. So even though you made $200,000, when you write everything off, it looks like you made $25,000, right? But then when it's time to apply for a home, they're not going to look at the $200,000. They're going to look at the $25,000. So now you're stuck being qualified for a home based off of $25,000 compared to 200,000. So if you're making 200,000 a year, what you can qualify for with a $25,000 house is not going to be attractive to you, right? With a $25,000 income. So when she told me about DeFi, and when I studied it myself, like Benji said, you heard it, but now you go study, you go implement, you go figure it out. I got on with my educators in this space who broke everything down to me. And when they broke everything down to me, I started implementing the steps of everything that they said. And when I, it circled back to me that with the DeFi banks, decentralized banks cannot be shut down by a governmental entity because no one owns it. It is nothing but programming. So I'm like, okay, I got that part. And then when I first went to set up my DeFi bank, and I'm trying to see if I can find this to show it to you all. When I went to go sign up with my DeFi bank, it told me that my crypto assets were secured up to $375 million. It told me that my credit line is available immediately, right? Borrow with automatic approval, no credit checks. So now you mean to tell me that I could use my own cryptocurrency as collateral to go buy my own house and qualify myself because I have crypto collateral and I don't have to jump through hoops of not trying to write nothing off so I can have a higher limit. So then I now have a huge IRS bill and I still got to do a huge down payment over here. But you mean to tell me if I keep doing and applying the principles of it and putting my money into my decentralized bank, it is building up my credit line. I was like, so you mean to tell me that what was in my heart to purchase my home cash, I can now see the light at the end of the tunnel, all because I chose to be a student, all because I chose to apply the principle. I already been investing crypto before DeFi was made known to me, right? But now it's like, man, that's easy. You already doing that. So now just keep doing what you're doing. You may decide, I want to invest in an Airbnb. I want to pay for my child's schooling. I don't want them to have student loans. But now you're in a position where you're able to grow your money because banks do not even save their own money in banks. This is what I need you to understand. Banks are for the purposes of paying.
Now, hold on, Mill. I want to say this before you get into banks. I want you to understand, those of you that are in the credit industry, I hope you caught that people will not need good credit, so to speak, like they used to. Because think about it. People use credit to purchase property, items, things, cars, whatever. But now in DeFi, it's giving you an opportunity to actually build real wealth, but you're borrowing against yourself, your own money. You see what I'm saying? So when this gets out, the credit industry is going to be impacted. So if you're in the credit industry, I'm not saying shut down what you're doing tomorrow, but just know this is the future. What we're teaching you guys is about the future of money, the future of banking. That's how you become wealthy. Get there before everybody else knows what the heck is going on. Get there while the average person is not willing to study. The average person is not willing to ask questions. The average person is not willing to connect. They want to keep doing what they've been doing, working with their savings account, working with their, checking account. Or you can be like my sister did, Janetta, and said, I saw a Bitcoin ATM machine. Jewel, what's good? Or trying to like, wait a minute now, something's changing. So what she's telling you, everything as you know it in banking and money is being disrupted. And it's happening with or without you. Mm-hmm. Bill said something in the beginning. You're either going to be way ahead where money is concerned or way behind. Now, let me say something that's never too late. But this does take an actual decision.
Yeah.
That this is what I'm about to do. I'm about to learn. I'm about to plug in. I'm signing up with the person, whoever invited you on here, and I'm getting involved because I realize the world is changing. And what I'm not willing to do is to go into 2022 doing things the way that I have become acquainted to do. Mill will tell you, we're in the middle of disruption. But The thing about disruption, when it shifts, you got to shift with it. You can't sit there, like she said earlier, and just twiddle your thumbs. Let's see. We're doing some stuff tonight.
Yeah.
After this live, Mill and I are coming. She's actually coming over here. Hand me that package over there, that shield that in the gray package, the Stonebrick. I'm gonna show them this real quick. We actually been making moves. And here's the thing: you don't have to go, and you don't have to, do all this work. All you gotta do is partner with one of us. This is called Shield Folio. I just found out about this little baby. This is gonna allow us to keep all of our NFTs on it. I got 2 of them right here. It's gonna allow me to keep all of my NFTs, the most world's secure notebook for crypto. Keep all your crypto user IDs, passwords on that. We're gonna give you all the tools that you need to get here. But this, I'm telling you now, I'm gonna turn it back to Mill. This should not be optional. I don't care if you're a housekeeper, janitor, CEO, restaurant owner, Dairy Queen worker. I don't care what industry you are in. You need to be involved in this space. Mm-hmm. All right, man, let's look at this. Congress just voted to temporarily increase the debt ceiling.
Yes. So I wanted to bring this up because a couple of days ago, we were talking about how they were wanting to not lift the debt ceiling. And if they did not do this by October the 18th, there was going to be a major drop in the US dollar and all of this stuff. So we keep having to, and President Biden actually posted a tweet telling people that your pocketbooks are going to be affected if this debt ceiling does not happen. These are the indicators that I want you to pay attention to. Don't wait until something happens. You see what I'm saying? So what happened was, if they would not have approved this by Monday, we could have seen a major drop in US dollar. We could have seen a major drop in people's stocks, all these different things, and their money is affected. But the beautiful thing about being an early adapter is that when US dollars and world currencies decline, cryptocurrencies, precious metals are on the rise. So that's why you want to make sure that you position yourself into these tools. And this is how you really position yourself to protect your money, right? By you having the actual control. One thing that I was really trying to show you guys is this. Banks ask for space to grow crypto as regulators. And I thought this was extremely important to show you all, because banks will try to make sure that they want to keep up with the space, because they know that people can now go decentralized. They now know that people can control their own banks. But if people see that they're trying to get a space in crypto, people will be like, I could just stick here with my bank because Bank of America got crypto now. And I'm in my mind, I'm like, this is just a ploy to get you to stay. But in these DeFi banks, they're literally looking at this, and they know that they cannot afford to allow your investments to grow interest the way that they do in a DeFi bank. There was one particular part I wanted to read to you guys, but I'll read this part first. That says the nation's largest banks are asking an international body of regulators to give them the space to grow their crypto asset exposures, sparking debate over where guardrails should be placed in the emerging asset class. So this should be an indicator for you, because we talked about foreign exchange before. This is how banks make their money. Now banks are trying to get into crypto. So you have to ask yourself, if banks are doing this, a centralized authority, and there is a space for me as an individual to do it, why am I not? Why am I sitting back watching? Why am I putting all of my trust into a banking system that can control my money? The whole thing with President Biden now, they have not passed anything, but I'm pretty sure you all have heard of this. His proposed legislation would allow the IRS to have more information on bank accounts with more than $600. This has not passed, but the fact that it's even a conversation should say that is an invasion of my privacy. Like, I was immediately like, that's why DeFi is so important. So if you have at least $600 in your bank account, then at the end of the year, they're doing these reports that they send of everything that went out, everything that came in. And they say this is a way to, avoid tax evasion, if you will. But it's really just a way of control. And if this was to pass, it wouldn't pass until 2023. But that doesn't mean wait till 2023 to do something. Remember in the beginning, I said the way you get ahead is to get started. So if you're hearing information today about being able to set up your own bank in DeFi and learn this space so you can continue to evolve, don't wait until it's too late and then you rushing and twiddling your thumbs and trying to figure stuff out. You know, like when the whole pandemic hit last year and we couldn't travel, I mean, it was like the best time ever. Our businesses boomed more than ever before, while people were being laid off and losing jobs and didn't have any other income streams and things in place. So you always want to be ahead of the curve so that no matter what comes your way, because you were prepared, because you chose to make a decision, you didn't see, you know, what everybody else saw, what everybody else experienced. So I just wanted to, you know, kind of show that. So yeah, that's what I wanted to show. I know we can't really live go over like a lot of the banking side of things, but if you message us privately, we can give you more details. But with the whole DeFi bank, based off of what I told you, and then I'll let Dr. Jewel. I'm just so excited, so I'm talking more than normal. But you know, it's just life changing, you guys, to be able to, you know, position yourself for control and position yourself, you know, as an authority over your money. You know, because honestly, any type of banking system, government, they will control you as much as you allow them to control you. You know, one of the things for me, like I personally could ever care less who is in the president's office. Just me as a believer is always going to cover the president. But I don't put my trust in any president or put my trust in any form of political party to fund my life, to give me the life I feel like I desire. I go out and work for the life I desire. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So you want to make sure that you take control and quit giving people control. So Dr. Joe, I'm gonna tap you in.
That's good. Okay, China said, what's on your shirt, Mill? What it say? What it say?
This is my new brand, The Bullish Lifestyle. All I keep this up. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go. I love it. I love it. So I wanted to just kind of share with you guys, you know, Evelyn said, how can I learn more or read the slides you had, Camille? You need to message Camille in her messenger, or whoever invited you on here. So
and I'll be doing another presentation on Zoom at 8 p.m. Central Standard, 9 p.m. Eastern, and you can see them up more close and personal. If you go to my stories on my page, you'll see the link for that.
Okay, that's great. That's happening tonight?
Yes. HelpingFamiliesMovement.info at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Okay, I love it. I love it. Okay, so I wanted you guys to kind of know where we're getting all this from. You know, we basically pay for education. We pay educators to come back and educate us on what they've done. And as a result of it, we've been able to literally make, you know, millions of dollars, right? And so this is the education that we've gotten. And I'm going to tell you, there's no way that we would have known this. But right here is what we call our DCX, okay? This is digital currency. So we have access right here to learn from these amazing educators. And one of my favorites is Curtis Cobain, Picasso, Nick Gomez. All these guys are really amazing. There's one in particular. Now, I'm going to play a little bit of it, and I'm going to tell you, when you first hear it, okay, if you're not in this space, you're going to feel like it's way over your head. But remember, you're learning. So anything that you keep before your eyes and ears eventually will make sense to you. Now, this is super important, and we're going to break this down for you. And not only that, we're going to help you to actually get involved with crypto, because it's a whole heck of a lot more than you just buying Bitcoin and Ethereum. That's like last year stuff. You know what I mean? You still got money, Bitcoin or Ethereum or whatever on Coinbase, like that's old. Now we got to teach you how to really make your crypto keep growing and not just sit in an idle state. So I'm going to hit play here and move it along.
Today, this Sunday, I really just wanted to break this down.
We don't see anything but
for the newest person. Right? What is DCX? How does it work? And yes, this is the PowerPoint from the course that you should have went through. Okay, but I just want to kind of teach from this really, really quickly to kick this off. We're not going to spend a lot of time here, but understanding of why you want to learn DeFi. Why?
Can you see now?
No, you stopped sharing your screen, but it was just showing the bottom where you picked the videos. I don't know if you needed to scroll back up or something.
Okay, stand by.
What is DCX? How does it work? And yes, this is the PowerPoint from the course that you should have went through. Okay, but I just want to kind of teach from this really, really quickly to kick this off. We're not going to spend a lot of time here, but understanding of why you want to learn DeFi, why you want to even have your, let me make sure you guys can see me here. I'm going to make my camera smaller. Why you want to even have, your foot in this sand, right? Is because of the financial internet, right? DeFi is the financial internet. It's the Wall Street, but it's online. And, you guys maybe have heard, maybe you have not heard that DeFi is, changing the way money is going to move. And there's an article I'm going to show you guys real quick how Bank of America has referenced some key things, some hints that institutional money is coming into the game. And if you remember in 2017, how many of you guys were trading crypto in 2017? People were talking about the bank's money's coming, the institutional money's coming, and then it happened. Okay. Now inside of DeFi, DeFi started because of Ethereum's network. Now there's Solana network and Phantom and Avalanche. And this week we're going to be talking about Terra and all these different networks, right? But the key thing in DeFi is smart contracts, right? I believe blockchain technology and smart contracts are revolutionary to the world, right? Smart contracts are simply programs stored on a blockchain. Okay, smart contracts are simple programs. So I can say, hey, when A, B, and C happens, boom, D gets executed. Okay, when D, E, F, G gets executed, okay, the next letter H gets executed. Hopefully that was the next letter. When predetermined conditions are met. Now this was recorded in the summer of this year. You guys can see that the market cap in the summer of this year was at 97 billion.
All new tonight.
DeFi Llama.
How much money do you have in your bank account?
I just want you to notice the numbers. Brad talking about 97 billion. He's talking about decentralized banking. That means you don't have to turn in your social security. You don't have to turn in your tax ID number. All these things are super, super, super pivotal to pay attention to. This is the future of banking. This is the future of money. And remember, it's not going anywhere. It's not going to change. If you deny yourself the right to learn it, then you deny yourself for the wealth transfer. It's just that simple. And with it being 78 days left before the end of the year, I'm telling you right now, I have worked more diligently than I have ever worked because I have major, major goals for Q4. I'm not playing with Q4. I mean, honest to God, I was like, whoo, child, you are getting it in. Yeah, because I got major goals. There's a lot I'm learning. There's a lot of questions I'm asking. And as I'm asking the questions and am I learning, I am implementing. Learn, implement, learn, implement. That's the key to wealth, not learn, 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 learn. You have a bunch of people with a bunch of knowledge, but they haven't applied it. It's your knowledge applied. And the more you can get in the habit of applying it as soon as you learn it. So that's why the first thing you need to be doing right now is saying, I'm about to sign up with these girls or sign up with whoever invited you on here and say, I'm getting started. Now I'm not about to sit here and wait and go into 2022 and watch y'all keep winning, right? So it's $324 to get started. And then it's $274 every month. And you're basically paying for the continued education. We've been here for 5.5 years. Why are we still paying? Because we're still learning and everything keeps changing. So I'm telling you, what we were doing 5 years ago and what we're doing now is totally and completely different. So if we don't remain a student, if we don't remain hungry, if we don't remain teachable, if we don't remain flexible, we wouldn't be up. Only reason we up is because we keep changing. So you got to tell yourself, you know what? I got to get myself in a position where I'm learning, not just learning what the new series is on Netflix or Hulu, but really learning what's happening in this money game, because people, I'm telling you, the next couple of years, people are going to become, it seems like, suddenly wealthy. I'm talking 10 million, 20 million, 30 million, 50 million, 100 million. I'm not talking no little bit of money. Being a millionaire is going to feel like having $100,000 in your account. People are going to become suddenly overnight wealthy because what happened? They positioned themselves in the space of crypto and decentralized banking. And they kept running the play. They kept running the play. And every play that they ran, because I can honest to God say, every play that I've ran, every play that Camilla's ran, every play that China has ran, every play that many of us in this space have ran, we find ourselves richer because we ran the play. There's a strategy for everything. There's a strategy for good health. There's a strategy for major wealth. There's a strategy for a little bit of money, and there's different strategies for a whole lot of money. Love you, honey. Blood of Jesus cover you. You see what I'm saying? So it's all about the strategies. All about the strategies. Okay. So I want to encourage you guys to get back with the person that invited you on here. Tell yourself, I'm going to be a part of the Way Ahead crew. I'm not going to be a part of the crew that's way behind. I'm on the way ahead crew. Okay. So $324, best couple $100 you could have spent. Y'all spend that on some hair or some clothes or some shoes or some food. Well, hopefully if you're doing that, you got organic, but anyway. All right, Mel. I think that's it. I think they need to just get started. And again, huh?
No, I was saying, yeah, like hear the information, position yourself and figure it out later. One of the things, like what she showed you, that calendar for the person that's like, I need to do research. Everything that you need to know is there for you to do your research, for you to be a student, for you to learn. When I decided to go to college to be a nurse, I didn't go research how to be a nurse before I went to school to be a nurse. So just be willing to position yourself, quit making the excuses, because the more that you make excuses, the longer you delay yourself. And remember, the longer that you're not taking action, the more money you losing. So take action so you can stop losing money. So yeah, so just get back with the person that invited you to the call, inbox them and say, you know, I'm ready to get started. If you're listening to this, you can send this replay to someone. If you want to hear it live, I'm going live at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, helpingfamiliesmovement.info, to share more of this information and go in a little bit more detail in a private, intimate setting. All of you are welcome to join that. But get back with the person that invited you, and we'll see you on the other side of money. Let's make it a great night. God bless.